बाकी पिक्चर में थोड़ा कम रखा है.
See, Sharon, we're not doing this, but
ये तो इनका प्यार है शांतनु सर का और क्या.
Well, you know, Ronnie, we can't have you on stage and have you quiet for this long. So my next question is to you. You know, no one better to answer this question but you. As a producer, what was it? Like, what was that one point? I know it's never one thing, but what was that one thing where you were just like, okay, this is it. I'm not going to let go of Mission Majnu as a project, and I'm definitely going to back it.
So, you know, we all talk about events that are close to true events and movies and stories that need to be done there. I think most of the time when we're visualizing biopics and true events, it's about what you know. But I think the untold stories make even more greater cinema, make greater storytelling. I think Mission Majnu is exactly that. It's about a behind the scenes. It's about the people, the unsung heroes. It's about the people who actually make the difference. It's about not the true events that we know of, that we averted something. It's about the true events of things that we didn't even know about. Because today in the real world, about one event you hear, there are 399 that incredibly brave men and women around the world are saving us. And I think that to me was the bullseye for why this script, this story has a very strong feel.
I mean, and you know, the way you say it, it just makes us even more like, you know, I would almost be like, I'm restless now because I want to watch it, because it's a story which is based on true events, and at the same time, like you said, it's the unsung heroes. So we want to definitely know more about them. Sounds extremely interesting. Amar, I'm just going to come to you. Thank you for taking the mic. Staying ready for my questions. So, you know, every time there's a script around patriotism, so, you know, it's already a winner, because we are, as Indians, we're so patriotic all through the year. Now, of course, being the timing of it is perfect, because it's around 26th of Jan. Our feelings are heightened, which is a great thing. And it's got action, and like Sid corrected me, it's not just action, it's got romance, and you know, it's a watch for the entire family to sit down together and be like, okay, this is what we're going to watch. So as a producer, when you're backing a project like this, do you think of all these layers, or you're like, okay, this idea is great, and then we build up on it?
I just want to say one thing before that, because you kept saying action and romance. There's a story. There's an incredible story here.
Yes.
I just wanted to say
and an incredible story, which is you know, based on true events. So I just wanted to know. So how does it all come together for you?
So, you know, actually, I think we don't tell enough stories about our own agents. What they do across borders in enemy land. We don't know enough. You know, we know the James Bond, we know the big action films that, you know, which is far away from what really happens to our heroes there. And I think for us, Mission Majnu was a personal account of what raw agents go through and what their struggles are, you know, the duality of their lives. And I think that personalization is really what the big USP of the script is. And I think that's what we hope will, you know, is something that the audiences will pick up as well.
I'm sure they will. Rashmika, I'm going to ask you, you know, a question which is based a little bit more about the music, which we haven't spoken about enough. Some of the tracks have caught on. We're seeing, listening to a few tracks even in the middle of the trailer. Right at the end, there's this really nice patriotic track. So that's the music of it. When we see the two of you together in a romantic track, there is, you know, as an on-screen jodi, if you give me permission to use that word, you both look fantastic. What was it like, day one with Sid on set? What was that for you like?
Do you remember the scene?
Oh no, really?
No, because it was such a quick, like I think after the COVID first lockdown is when we shot, and those 20 days, 25 days, 25 days was my sked, and I remember just being on set very nervous, because this is the first Hindi film that I shot. And I was very nervous with, I didn't know for sure what sort of working atmosphere it was. And of course, every new team that you walk into, every new character that you're doing and the story that you're saying, sort of like, you have that butterflies in your tummy, right? Before you walk into a set. But I think I remember that first sked in Lucknow was it was very quick because I missed it so much. We had such a blast. We were constantly creatively on a high because we wanted to sort of like get it right, you know. And I remember doing that. We had rehearsals, we had readings, and at the same time we would go to the set, and you know, it was like quick work, and yeah, it was just like so amazing. I want to go back in time.
Well, that's a great review from day one at work. Garima, I'm just going to come to you. You know, being a producer, it's all about, like, I would imagine that it's all about making choices, and now about, you know, getting the action or the right director or getting romance, and of course, you know, what story you want to back. So what are the big choices that you had to make when it came to Mission Majnu?
Well, good evening, everyone. See, life is about making choices, right? And for this film, I think what binds us all together is the passion and the belief we had in the story, and then everything just flowed. I think we all just came together, and hopefully the film has come together very well, and hopefully all of you will enjoy it.
Absolutely. We're loving every bit of what we're seeing right now, whether it was on the big screen and even on stage. Monica, right before we open it out to the members of the press and everyone in the audience, my question to you, 11 days to go. What about Mission Majnu will strike a chord with the viewers of Netflix?
I think it's a film with a big, big heart. And I think that's what, really, for me, that's what mattered when I, sort of saw it, when I came to know about the story. And everyone's performances have come together so well. It's phenomenal direction. And I think the most important thing is that it's a story that we all must know. It's such an important part of history. But like Ronnie rightly said, and Amar, that a lot of people don't know what's happened behind the scenes. It's one of the most daring covert missions. And I think as Indians, as people in this, citizens of this country, this film is, important at so many levels. But the most important thing for me is that it's big entertainment. It's big-hearted entertainment. It has everything for a family to watch. And for me, when I'm looking at stories, or we are all as a team picking up stories, it's very important that you're not just telling a story for a message. You have to entertain your audiences. And I think this film is so complete in its entertainment that I don't think once you start watching it that you can stop.
I fully agree with you. I mean, I've definitely marked my calendars.